In this session, we shall discuss another um, sub unit under social stratification of Indian society, that is caste system. Okay, caste system is something which is very unique to India. You don't find it anywhere else in the world. Okay, so previously, after having a look at the functional classification of tribes, it makes it necessary for us to discuss another type of stratification, that is the caste system. Okay, which is a unique institution of India. And in India, the caste system has been studied mostly from the academic point of view, and much of the literature on the subject refers to the origin and history of the institution or its evil consequences. So, keeping this in mind, we shall look at two sub elements under caste system: its historical backgrounds, which is the reference to its origin, and the evils propounded by this highly discriminatory social system of Indian culture and society. Okay, that is a caste system. Then we do not possess many accounts of the institution as it functions. The investigators and researchers were so much overwhelmed by the sanctity of the ancient literature of the country that their efforts were mostly confined to harmonizing the knowledge of the institutions as they were recorded and detailed in the sacred writings with known practices of the people. Okay, so you learn that how caste system has its origin in Indian mythological and religious background, so that so much of sanctity is attached to it. It's a kind of cover that nobody questions it, nobody touches it. If they do, either people will be scared to do it, or even after that, if they are quite strong enough to disturb it, then they would be accused of going against Indian religions and myth and the sacred texts and preachings associated with Indian culture. So it's a very tricky and challenging situation to challenge the evil of caste system. You can challenge class system economic orientation. You will not face any opposition as such. When you try to touch the institution of caste, then aspects and the personal all the aspects of opposition and being attacked on personal grounds, so all those things crop up when you try to question this suffocating um, and gruesome practice of caste system. Okay, then a recent writer on castes, that is Professor Gure, a famous sociologist, has emphasized the great role played by the Brahmin, which is the priestly caste in India. Okay, so according to him, that is according to Gure, caste is a Brahminic child of the Indo-Aryan culture, cradled in the land of Ganges and thence transferred to other parts of India by the Brahmin prospectors. Okay, he very aptly defines the origins of caste system, how it took place as a Brahminic child. So it was propounded, it originated, it started from the Brahmins, who are believed to be the higher upper priestly caste in India. Okay, then it came to be evident in other parts of India by how did it spread? It spread through the land of Ganges, right? Through the land of Ganges here means river Ganga, which is considered to be the holy river of our Hindus or people who belong to Aryan culture for the majority in India, right? And then it came to be transferred, this belief of caste system, to other parts of India by the Brahmin prospectors. As and when the priestly Brahminic class they began to spread across the nation, they spread this notion of caste system everywhere throughout the country, throughout the nation. And he calls caste system the child of Indo-Aryan culture. Okay, so you see that there is the supremacy of Aryan race here, which which encompasses or covers the most part of northern India, not the southern India, where the most prevalent race was believed to be the Dravidian race, which was the general race of little dark skinned people. So you also have this very close correlation here of caste and race, whereas Indo-Aryans were generally the fair people who belonged to northern part of India, who believed to be quite intellectual. Basically, they had hegemony over Indian cultural setup, Indian makeup of Indian society. They had hegemonic status, upper hand over the others. So that is how caste system came to be very rightly as the child of the Brahminic class or Brahminic culture. And Professor Gure also thinks that endogamy, the outstanding feature of the system, was first developed by the Brahmins in the plains of northern India and thence conveyed as a culture trait to the other areas. There are in India various types of endogamy, that is tribal, geographical, territorial, sectarian, and even linguistic. So these can hardly be accounted for by diffusion. The mana concept, for example, could produce tribal endogamy in India, and regional boundaries have affected marriage field in several parts of India. Caste principles are often found functioning in areas remote from Brahminic influence, which has provided material on the basis of which Dr. Hutton has worked out his pre-Aryan theory of caste, to which we shall refer later on. Okay, the Rig Veda often mentions the classes of population as Brahman, Satra, and Visa, but as Apte has argued, the non-mention of the fourth or the lowest class except in the Purusha Sukta does not prove its non-existence. If the earlier and later periods of the Rig Vedic age differed at all with respect to the development of these social classes, it was in the reorganization and consolidation of the fourth class, which presumably received to its ultimate deterioration vast accretions in the intervening period in the shape of the native advance into India and who were absorbed into the Aryan fold. Okay, this entire thing is actually a quotation from V.M. Apte, and the book is Varkas formulated in the age of Rig Veda. Okay, So in the next preceding session, we shall kind of in the upcoming session on caste system or the other social stratifications, we shall discuss the further elements of how these different aspects of social stratification play a predominant role in defining Indian social cultural diversity.